What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning JD's. JD's, of course, is the head trainer of Deontay Wilder, and he gave his assessment about Tyson Fury and his last fight. Now, I am going to counterpunch what JD said, and this is what he said. JD said that I thought he got the job done under difficult circumstances. He also said that Fury shouldn't be criticized for media and everyone downplaying Otto Wallin. We knew Otto Wallin is a tough customer, undefeated and well trained for the fight of his life. Also, during the build-up, Fury also had to deal with 99% of the questions leading into the fight being about Deontay. It's tough for anyone to focus when no one will let you concentrate on the task at hand. Even so, Fury had things firmly in control and then had to deal with not one, but two cuts, okay? Not only that, he had to change plans and go from boxing Wallin from a distance to pushing him back, taking the lead. When your vision is impaired, that's what you do. You get close so you don't feel the guy even if you can't see him very well. Only in the 12th did Wallin maintain distance enough to use Fury's cut and vision problems against him. So well done, Fury, for overcoming a lot. Those are the words of JD's. Now, the funny thing about this was that Deontay Wilder had a totally different assessment, okay? His was nothing like his head trainer. And, you know, Deontay, to recap on him, he said, well, you know what? I'm going to bust his eye open again. You know, he got a concussion. That's the reason he's fighting the way he's fighting, okay? And because of me, he's fighting the way he is. He didn't look right. He looked like a worn-out fighter. He said that he was never the same after he got that concussion from my punch. Those were the words of Deontay Wilder. And it's just funny how both of these guys, you know, the head trainer and the fighter, has two different assessments. JD's like I told you guys when you talk, he's like one of those coaches that looks like he teaches a high school team, a high school basketball team or a high school football team. You know, let's get there in the game, man, and we got to get in there and we got to show that other team that we mean business, because that other team ain't playing around. And we got to when the tough gets when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. That's what we got to do. That's JD's. He's that kind of dude. After a game, you'll find him at the local bar drinking, having a good time, telling a few lies, you know, a few stories, tales, you know, of what his day consists of or what he did back in the yesteryear. That's JD's. He's always been like a humorous character to me. Like I told you, like I like JD's. You know, for him being a coach for boxing is, you know, that's irrelevant, because I think he's more of a motivational guy, you know. And then besides, Deontay Wilder did what he wanted to do in camp anyway. He admitted it himself. So let's not go there about his expertise, because Mark Breland is, you know, renowned, you know, champion and a gold Olympian, and then he didn't listen to him either. So that has nothing to do with anything. But the whole thing is, it's like these guys are not on the same accord. They're on the same team, but have two different ways of how they seen things, you know. And it's just one of those things of JD's actually speaking about Tyson Fury. You know, he did throw Wilder in there. He did, you know, everyone was talking about Wilder, and he couldn't concentrate on the task at hand. Those are the words of JD's. Now, to counterpunch JD's and what he actually said, I have to agree with him, right? I have to agree, because if you've already signed a contract to fight someone else, how can you be 100% focused on the task at hand? So I do understand him on that. So since he said that, JD's, okay, he should apply that same energy to Anthony Joshua. Because remember when Anthony Joshua, before he fought Andy Ruiz, right? What was he doing? Interviewing about Wilder, trying to get Wilder in the ring for the WBC belt, or whoever. Fury, Wilder, he wanted to sit down with Wilder, and what did Wilder do? Wilder went and booked 2 dates back to back, right? Booked Ortiz, he said that first, then he booked Fury. Fury didn't know what the hell he was talking about, so he booked a fight for Fury, and Fury didn't even agree to it yet. You know what I mean? But those are the type of things that Joshua was worried about in comparison to what JD's agreed on, what Tyson Fury was asked and worried and was focused about, right? So you can apply that same logic to Anthony Joshua, and that's why that got him off his game to fight Andy Ruiz, knowing he was going in there with a shorter fighter, quicker fighter that fights nothing like Deontay Wilder, but you're worried about Deontay Wilder, so I can understand that for that reason, but he says Fury shouldn't be criticized, and it's funny, JD's assessment was like my counterpunch. When I did the video about Tyson Fury, it showed that Tyson Fury did a good job based on what the fuck was going on. And what was going on was he was cut. He was bleeding like a stuffed Irish pig, okay? And he could barely see. And a lot of people said, well, that fight should have been stopped. So that was the big controversy around that, okay? But what people still don't realize, though, about that guy, he was cut in the 3rd round. You know how long he bled? That's a lot of bleeding, bro. That cut got worse simply. It was bad anyway. But it got worse as round after round progressed. People need to understand that. Okay, so yes, it was a good job. He based on what he had to deal with. He just didn't have to deal with the fighter. He had to deal with the fighter on top of the cuts, on top of using one eye. And like JD said, he got close enough to the fighter. If you notice, Tyson Fury threw flurries. He had to try to either keep him back or he came in close. Okay, he started working the body. That still did not stop him from fighting, though. He acted like a champion. He conducted himself like a champion. He stayed calm, but he knew there was urgency. So he did fight. So it was a fight for his life, for his reputation, for his contract, for everything. Because he was all on the line because of what was going on at the time. So Otto Wallin was tough. Yes, he wasn't like a Tom Schwartz. He didn't fold when he took a couple punches to the face and dropped down like Tom Schwartz did, right? He didn't do that. What did he do? He kept following. He kept pressuring him. He did what he's supposed to do. Did he do a good job? I mean, he did okay, but it was in spots. Tyson Fury won damn near all of those rounds, except a few. Okay, people saying it a draw, I would disagree, definitely. But yeah, I have to agree with JD's. Now, I'm just interested in seeing what Deontay Wilder says if he does respond, about his trainer, because I'm interested to know what he thinks about his trainer saying something totally opposite of what he said. You know what I mean? But I think that JD's respects Tyson Fury, and let's look at the silver lining, okay? What JD's is doing is setting his fighter up to be more victorious, to be more credible when or if Deontay Wilder can beat Tyson Fury. That's if he gets past Ortiz, right? Which a lot of people think he will. So if he gets past Ortiz, and then they will have that fight, right? Then if Deontay Wilder beats Tyson Fury's name ain't drugged through the mud by everybody, then he gets beat. Then if he gets beat, his name is already in the mud. So if you're shitting on Tyson Fury's name, which is stupid, and it's stupid for Deontay Wilder to do that because that's his next opponent, or that's his opponent after this next opponent. So you can't chop a fighter down and then beat that guy, then expect everyone to really love you and embrace you as this pay-per-view star like Deontay Wilder really wants to be, which he is not. You know, his next fight will be on pay-per-view, but it won't be on Showtime because they didn't believe in Deontay, which is sad. Because if Deontay believed in them, they should believe in Deontay. That's real talk. But back to JD's. JD's, you know, wants to amplify Tyson Fury's name. You know, give him a better narrative, okay, and how his performance was, instead of breaking him down. Because if his fighter, like he believes his fighter will beat him, okay, well then Deontay beats him, then he's beaten a credible Tyson Fury. See, what Deontay Wilder's doing is he's making Tyson Fury look like used goods because of him. Because, you know, it's all, when it's Deontay, it's all about him, right? He has to put his name in there and piggyback off someone's name some type of way. You know, that I was the reason for that, you know. I was the reason for that, for him, you know, fighting the way he did, that kind of stuff. So, but then he's not really being marketable, because if you're talking about a fighter being worn or weathered or ain't the same like Deontay claims, well, who the hell really wants to look at your fight then? If they believe what you said, then why would they even want to watch your fight and pay $75 for it? Not being very smart, but JD's, his trainer, is. So now I see the angle. I see why JD's is saying what he said. He might have been honest, but then the angle. Okay, what does it benefit? It benefits Deontay Wilder fighting a credible fighter like he did or like he didn't do last December. You know? But anyway, that's my counterpunch on that. You guys tell me what you think. Of course, I'll leave the link below to let you check out the article. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunching. Peace.